Many people maybe recall the 1999 film, starring Will Smith, Kevin Kline, and Kenneth Branagh. But two things spring to me when I think of Wild Wild West: steampunk and burlesque. That's how I recall this 1965 TV series reruns I saw as a kid in repeats. I recall the series' unusual antagonists and innovations. Protagonists and guests, as well as comical and humorous heroes and villains, occupied the 104 episodes of the series, which aired over 4 seasons from 1965 to 1969. Let's take a look back at the show's cast, to see what happened to them, after more than a half-century on the air. Actor best remembered by audiences for his role as James West in Wild Wild West, Robert Conrad was born in Chicago, Illinois, on March 1, 1935. He died at 84 years old, of heart failure, on February 8, 2020. Conrad began his career in 1958 and retired in 2002, having accumulated 80 acting credits. But in addition to being an actor, he was a director and writer. Many leads in series and guest roles in other series and films are among his 80 works, but the character of James West has remained with him throughout his career. Conrad and Ross Martin returned to their anthology roles of James West and Artemus Gordon in 2 films in the late 1970s, preparing to launch a new series featuring both characters. But a new series was cancelled. Robert proceeds with his career in movies and TV series. A highlight was the Christmas comedy, Jingle All the Way, 1996, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, where Conrad can showcase his comedy talent. Okay, let's go ahead. But first, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell if you haven't already. Leave a comment if you liked it, and please share and like. It's quick and helps the channel. Thanks. Versatile, Ross Martin was born on March 22, 1920, in Grodek Jagiellonski, Lwowski, Poland, now Horodok, Lviv Oblast, Ukraine. He died of a heart attack on July 3, 1981, while he was just 61 years old. In 1949, he began a spectacular career as an actor that lasted 32 years and 130 credits. Ross was already a well-known actor when he played Artemus Gordon in Wild Wild West. The series fans adored him as Artemus, for which he received a Primetime Emmy nomination. Ross Martin and Robert Conrad reprise Artemus Gordon and James West roles in 2 TV movies in the 70s end. The plan was a new series to continue the original series. Because of Martin's death, unfortunately, the project was being cancelled. Born on October 20, 1934, in Shattuck, Oklahoma, noted actor Michael Dunn died young, at 38 years old, of complications from chondrodystrophy on August 29, 1973. Michael was a concert pianist at age 15. Took up acting after he suffered from chondrodystrophy, ruining his career as a pianist. Michael has been highlighted in such memorable series as Get Smart, Star Trek the original series, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, and hit movies such as Ship of Fools, 1965. Madigan, 1968, and No Way to Treat a Lady, 1968. But one of the works he is the most admired for is the villain, Dr. Miguelito Loveless in Wild Wild West. Victor Buono was born in San Diego, California, on February 3, 1938. He died of a heart attack on January 1, 1982. A good part of actor Victor Buono's career was lost playing cheesy villains in cinema and television. It was common to see Victor in roles below his talent. Some are even memorable, such as King Tut and Count Carlos Manzepi on the television series Batman, 1966, and Wild Wild West, 1965, respectively. Victor began his career in 1959 in an episode of Ty Hardin's Bronco TV series. Since then, he has been a highly sought-after actor, counting to the end of his 23-year career with 114 acting credits. A brilliant actor, writer, poet, chef had passed away far too soon. In the 80s beginning, the actor's chronic weight and concomitant health issues took their toll, resulting in a deadly heart attack at the unfortunate age of 43. The legendary Boris Karloff was born William Henry Pratt in Camberwell, London, England, UK, on November 23, 1887. Boris dies of emphysema, February 2, 1969, up to age 81. Boris Karloff's career to this day needs no introduction. He was a master of horror and thriller cinema in Hollywood's apogee. His dark, terrifying characters remain in the public eye to this day. Suffice it to mention that he starred in classics like Frankenstein, 1931, where he played the creature, stealing the show and elevating himself to the level of the star that he carried for the rest of his life. Boris Karloff is recognized as one of the true icons of horror cinema, along with fellow actors Lon Chaney, Bela Lugosi, and Vincent Price. Between 1919 and 1971, Boris amassed 205 acting credits in an immortal career in film history. It was a 52-year career. The last job was starring the movie The Incredible Invasion, 1971. Ida Lupino was born in Camberwell, London, England, UK, on February 4, 1918. She died of a stroke while battling colon cancer on August 3, 1995, at 77 years old. She was an actress, director, and writer. Ida has made a name for herself in Hollywood in both areas. She is largely recognized as the most renowned female director working under the Hollywood studio system in the 1950s. With The Hitchhiker, 1953, she was the first woman to direct a film noir. In her independent production company, she co-wrote and co-produced several social message films. In the late 1960s, she turned to TV, where she directed episodes of shows such as The Untouchables, 1959, and The Fugitive, 1963. In the 70s, she made guest appearances in various television shows and small roles in some movies. Her last work was My Boys Are Good Boys, 1979, opposite Ralph Meeker. In one career spanning almost 50 years, between 1931 to 1979, Ida shone in 105 credits as an actress, 42 credits as a director, and 8 credits as a writer. Harry Dean Stanton was born in West Irvine, Kentucky, on July 14, 1926. On September 15, 2017, he died of natural causes. Stanton worked as a chef in the United States Navy during World War II before becoming an actor. Known for his laid-back demeanor, he appeared in several hit films during the 1960s and 1970s, including Cool Hand Luke, 1967, The Godfather, Part 2, 1974, and Alien, 1979. However, Stanton's most significant performance was in the role of Travis Henderson, your role in the heartbreaking movie, Paris, Texas, 1984. Richard Franklin Lennox Pryor III, the birth name of actor and comedian Richard Pryor, was born in Peoria, Illinois, on December 1, 1940. Pryor was an enthusiastic moviegoer and frequent theatergoer when he was younger. He had several jobs, including the truck driver, meatpacker, and comic book artist. When he began performing in amateur theater events, he discovered that his true strength was his sense of comedy. With Gene Wilder, he starred in the comedy, Silver Streak, 1976, played 3 different characters in Which Way Is Up, 1977, and portrayed real-life stock car driver, Wendell Scott, in Greased Lightning, 1977. One of his last works was with Wilder in the film, Another You, 1991. After long battles with health problems, Richard Pryor passed away on December 10, 2005. Ted Knight was born on December 7, 1923, in Terryville, Connecticut, and died colorectal and bladder cancer, on August 26, 1986, in Los Angeles. Ted has worked for 2 decades in dramatic and obscure roles, often villainous television, before finding enduring fame in a scene-stealing supporting turn on a classic 1970s sitcom, Mary Tyler Moore, 1970. His last job as an actor was as a judge in the golf-themed comedy, Caddyshack, 1980. Knight was initially diagnosed with cancer in 1977, but in 1985, the television star's condition worsened, and the 62-year-old actor died following surgery for a growth in his urinary tract. Veteran actor and director Robert Seldon Duvall was born on January 5, 1931, in San Diego, California, to Mildred Virginia, an amateur actress, and Admiral William Howard Duvall. Duvall served a 2-year hitch in the Army after graduating in 1953. He began attending the theater in New York City in 1955, studying under Sanford Meisner, along with Dustin Hoffman, with whom Duvall shared an apartment. Both were close to another struggling young actor named Gene Hackman. Debuted 1956 motion picture debut as an MP in Somebody Up There Likes Me, 1956, starring Paul Newman. He participated in major productions such as Network, 1976, The French Connection, 1971, and Apocalypse Now, 1979. Duvall has a 66 years career, 145 credits as an actor, and 5 as a director. At 91, Duvall is still active. In 2022 he will star in 2 films, with a third already ready to premiere. John Irwin McGiver was born on November 5, 1913, in New York City, and died heart attack on September 9, 1975. Before becoming an actor, he enlisted and saw action during World War II, fighting with the U.S. 7th Armored Division in Europe. Portly, balding, owl-like, and precisely spoken, McGiver quickly developed an inimitable style as a comic, and occasionally serious, actor on television and in films. He was most memorable as the obtuse landscape contractor in The Gazebo, 1959, a pompous jewelry salesman in Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961, and an inept twitcher in Mr. Hobbs Takes a Vacation, 1962. Christopher Carey was born Christopher Bay Carysfort on June 16, 1930, in Surrey, England. He was an actor and director known for The Time Tunnel, 1966, The Wild Wild West, 1965, and Missing in Action 2, The Beginning, 1985. Carey began his professional career at the Royal Ballet in England, but he soon changed his vocation from dancing to acting and directing. He moved to Los Angeles in 1955, where he worked with Judy Garland and Charlton Heston. On April 1, 2000, he died in Hollywood Hills, Los Angeles, California. That was the end of our video, folks. Don't forget to enable the bell to alert you of our next video. See you guys.